Welcome, friends. There's a beautiful Buddhist story of a person walking through the desert, and it is blazing hot, and this desert happens to be covered in glass, and it's midday, and they haven't had water in days. And just imagine walking through pain. The feet are being pulverized, right? And the person says, I know what we need. We need to cover the desert in leather. Let's cover the desert in leather, and then I wouldn't have this problem. And this, of course, is an analogy for the ways that we can perceive ourselves as victims of our circumstance, or we can approach the world saying, it's your fault. It's your fault. It's this situation's fault. It's the weather. Ah! All the ways, I don't even need to list them, right? Because this is what we do as humans. We have a challenging time acknowledging that the power is in our hands. And our meditation practice is, of course, the ingenious idea that perhaps instead of covering the world in leather, we actually take the leather and we put it on our foot, also known as a shoe. And then we can walk through the desert a little more comfortably, right? So this practice of connecting in with the space element is, of course, an invitation into designing the beginnings of a shoe, or to continuing to strengthen your shoe, depending where you're at in your practice. And one thing that helps me is to acknowledge that the power of the space element, or creating more spaciousness inside of us. That's a hummingbird. Did you see it came right up to the screen? Oh, I hope you saw that. That was wild. Such a gift. The spaciousness created by our meditation practice is an opportunity to not only remember that we are committed to stepping out of the victim role, we're committed to growing and owning our power as a human being in service to those we interact with. So we're not bringing the crazy everywhere, right? But we're helping to reduce the amount of crazy in the world. But also to remember that we're not alone in this practice. Even though we might meditate physically alone, at any given moment, there are millions of other people meditating on the planet. We're in this together. Our practice for the space element is to draw our palms open to receive. This is Lakshmi mudra, which is an acknowledgement that with closed fists, we can't receive the gifts of our practice, we can't receive the gifts of our life, we can't receive abundance, we can't receive our intention. But with open palms, neither grasping nor avoiding, but just being with the openness of our body-mind, that we are allowing the expansiveness of our being to be expressed, that inner wisdom of our original nature. With the palms face up, find a comfy seat and let the hips melt down. You'll either gently close the eyes to turn inward, or let the eyes gently gaze towards the floor. Notice the breath drawing deep into the depths of the belly, feeling the entire expanse of the lower waistline, low back, and front pelvis expand on inhale. And as you exhale, there's an ease and a letting go through all the tissues of the body. As you inhale, feel the gentle a rising of the spine like a snake from the basket of the pelvis, or a flower rising towards the sun. We'll begin with some breath work, a 3-part breath. We'll exhale to let go through the mouth, cleansing and clearing anything no longer serving this morning, today, this year. And inhale through the nose now, nice and slow, into the belly. Let's hold at the top and pause there. Let the whole body relax. And as you exhale, let out only a little bit of air through the nose. Hold again. So you're halfway through the breath now. There's a little breath maintained. And then exhale all the way to the bottom, out through the nose. Good. Beautiful. Let's inhale again, nice and slow, into the belly. Let the whole body expand. And once you reach the top of the breath, hold. Stay here as you soften the jaw, soften the muscles of the face, soften the shoulder blade tips. This time, exhale just a little bit through the nose, and then plug the breath again. Soften into the shape of the posture, and then exhale just a little bit again. Let a little air go. Pause, relax. Let the hips melt into the floor, and then let it all go. Beautiful. That's our 3-part breath we'll stay with. Inhale into the belly, up to the ribs, chest, and neck, filling to the top. At the top, let's hold. Soften the face, soften the ears. And when you're ready, let out a little breath. Pause, plugging the lungs, yet softening and relaxing. Again, let out a little bit more. We're going to be 2/3 out at that point. And then exhale completely to the bottom of the breath. Beautiful. Keep it going. Inhaling slow, expansive breath to fill the body. Holding and relaxing. No need to rush the breath out. Exhale 1/3 of the breath, then pause, plugging the lungs, softening jaw, earlobes, outer neck. Let out another 1/3 of the breath. And let out the breath completely. Beautiful. Let's continue to find our own pace here. If 3 stops feels like too much, 2 stops is perfectly fine. Uniting the mind with the breath as the palms remain open to receive. Continuing a few more cycles. Notice the shoulders relaxed from ears. Notice the challenge of maintaining a sense of relaxation through the muscles of the body when you stop the breath. Step into that challenge with patience. There's no perfection here. There's just being and doing our best. And as we close up the last few cycles, you may notice that your mind has wandered. We'll simply call it back to the practice. Completing your final cycle. Beautiful. Returning to a natural breath, maintaining the eyes closed if that feels right for you. Now, noticing right and left palms. We'll inhale to receive through the left palm, imagining light or energy or warmth gathering in the left palm, moving up through the arm to the heart. And then we'll exhale through the right hand from the heart out to the palm, offering. Continuing with this visualization, receiving through the left palm light. Let it draw into the heart, exhaling from the heart through the right palm to offer, to give back. Continuing to receive and to give in balance. Directly experiencing that we can't give back to those in our life, to our work, to our body, if we're not receiving through self-care, through calming the mind, through nourishing the body. Notice if it's easier for you to receive through the left hand or to give through the right hand. Noticing if there's any blocks or asymmetries in this flow for you. Acknowledging what you find with compassion and patience. Returning again to the intention to receive generously so that you can give generously. Today, this week, and this year. And finishing up your last cycle here. And then allowing the palms to draw towards the center of the heart until they touch. Uniting the forces of yin and yang at heart center. And inviting the belly, heart to rise into the thumbs. Honoring yourself for showing up. For placing leather on the bottom of your feet as we walk through this desert of life. Namaste.